Good evening, this is the Athens City Shade Tree Commission meeting for February 14th, 2013. We have no tree permit issues. Under Title 37 issues, we've had a request to look at a proposal from Summit at Coates Run to revise their plan, as there have been some changes at the site. And so we'll probably have a look at it, have a site visit on Saturday afternoon for that one. I've also referred a site to the Code Office for inspection, the Verizon cell phone tower near the sewage works. There's a lot of trees that have died along one side of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're all spruces, although the spruces on the other side are doing fine. So it's the way they were planted on that side or what it is, but
Dog walking?
they need some TLC or some replacement. So that's all I've got for Title 37. Ron, what have you got for us?
I have a few things. The first thing, I was able to attend the Ohio Tree Care Conference this past weekend, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday in Dayton. I found it humorous in a negative way that it was in downtown Dayton at a convention center that didn't have any trees around it. So I wrote that in my little evaluation. But anyway, I don't know where it'll be this next year, but I fully intend to attend, and I was successful in renewing my certified arborist credential, so I have that. As far as programming is concerned, there were a number of interesting programs. The one I got the most out of was a utility line clearance seminar that really shed a lot of light for me on some of the other reasons that trees are, the way the utility company looks at it and the way some municipalities look at tree line clearance. And the trend seems to be not just pruning and removal, but planting. It's okay to plant trees under power lines, just plant the right tree. And that's where a lot of the conflicts were taking place with some people. Oh, don't plant a tree under that power line. Oh yeah, you can, just plant the right one. Well, keep it trimmed back from the power line. And it makes sense, but there are still a lot of success stories of people that do trees the correct way around power lines, and then there's a lot of the nightmare ones that we've had in our community, as well as a lot of other communities that just have straight top trees that what are you going to do about that? So, interesting stuff. If anybody would like to talk more about some of the seminars that I had at the conference, feel free to.
Did they have a list of trees to recommend for under power lines?
No, we didn't really get into species. Okay. We just talked. We talked a lot about the impact of a charged tree, which really kind of blew me away in terms of how powerful a tree that's in a power line could end up being. It's the equivalent of getting hit by 5 cars if you would touch a charged tree. Which, yeah, so if there's a power line touching a tree, do not touch it. Arbor Day. I was able to talk to Theta Chi Fraternity Alvi,
Yeah.
and they're interested in helping us out.
Excellent.
Planning the event. So I'm going to meet with that group on Sunday, this coming Sunday, and we'll start that process. So if there's any ideas that you have regarding Arbor Day, location, time, let me know.
Do we have a date?
We can do it whenever. I'd like to do it before October this year.
So you're looking for the spring?
I'm looking for the spring.
So that'll mean before the end of April,
Yes,
because of the students' involvement. Yeah, okay.
exactly. So maybe we can do something, a community event where we have a luncheon. I mean, Theta Chi would be willing to do something like that. So
That's wonderful that there's a fraternity with this commitment.
I found a Keep America Beautiful grant for $5,000 to plant trees. We can either get some throughout the right-of-ways, or we can look for a project. I was thinking immediately, a project that came to mind was we're redoing Columbus Road in North Lancaster this year through our street fund, and that might be an opportunity to do something from a tree perspective with that money. So if you all have any ideas about what we can use that money for, again, feel free to let me know. We'll look at it. I was also thinking coming in, State Route 56 coming into the city. There's not a whole lot out there. Maybe we could do a project in that area.
Oh.
So, Athens Beautification Day is scheduled for April 14th, 2013 at noon. And last year there were over 800 volunteers, both Ohio University students and long-term residents both participating. And I am in the process of getting a project list together for their Ohio University's organizer. Again, if anyone has any specific requests, I'd be more than happy to add those to the project list. We did a lot at East State Street Park last year. We did a lot at some of the other parks. We could do some tree plantings, some flower plantings. We can do a lot with these folks. So if there's any interest in that, April 14th.
That's a Saturday, isn't it?
It's a Sunday.
A Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yes. City projects that are coming up. We're going to be starting the bridge over the Oxbow in May, the Monday after graduation. So, with that said, if we could, I could get a set of plans down in the mayor's office, and we could take a look at those and see if there's anything we can do.
Where would, I thought it was still concrete.
Well, there's buffer areas. There's the area outside of the bridge. There's also under the bridge. That there may be some
I
opportunities
thought
there.
they were all owned by the university.
It is, but there might not be. There might be some favoritism for beautifying that up, especially under the bridge,
Okay.
because we're adding the precast concrete artwork. We might be able to make that more attractive with some plantings.
Yeah. At one stage, we used to be able to put plans on the city website. Is it possible to get, not all of them, but is it possible to get one relevant for looking at landscape ideas up?
That could be something that we can add to the tree commission website part, as well as whatever department in the city that's running that particular project. More than likely, Public Works.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea. Okay, let me make a note of that. I mentioned Columbus Road, North Lancaster improvements. That is a opportunity where we're going to redo all of North Lancaster Street and all of Columbus Road with new pavement. And on Columbus Road particularly, we're going to put a wider shoulder in for a pedestrian, bicycle access. And also, as you're approaching 2nd Street, where Columbus Road is wider, we're going to reduce that. So, because there's no need for it to be that wide. So we're going to be pretty creative there, maybe put in an island where we might have a planting opportunity, or just reduce the pavement surface and put in bike lanes. Again, this could be opportunity to plant trees. So again, that $5,000 Keep America Beautiful grant, or just utilizing some of the project funds. And another project that's coming up is the Northwest Bike Path Spur. If you remember, a couple of years ago, we extended the bike path over the railroad bridge on West State Street, and it stopped. Well, we are working with Clean Ohio funds to acquire the Hope property where that bike path stops. And when we get that piece of property, the goal is to extend the bike path into the University Estates area and also reforest it. So again, we have a lot of potential to have conversations and site visits coming up here soon.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll be able to find time to do that as a group. And that is all I have.
Okay. Any questions for Ron?
There's, an idea about the potential project, or maybe this is something that the tree commission itself might want to do, is from Ann Bonner's comments about trees on the bike path that are in front of, it's kind of in the Holzer Clinic area, is that what I understand? Or an undeveloped end, far east end of the bike path, where she said there were still cables up, tree props. That might be a beautification day project to have students come remove those supports on the trees and mulch around the trees. There are always bike path trees that are being attacked by vines, as we know.
Yeah, and mulching is good
Yeah,
as well
yeah.
to do. But
So maybe there could-
stakes appeared to be a
Yes, pardon me. There's
need.
going after stakes. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah, Ron, that is a thing the city may be able to help with is if we have mulch available, then having people, volunteers to put it around the trees properly would be a good thing.
We purchased a couple loads of mulch last year for Beautification Day, and our intent is to do that again. Okay. And if I know the sites prior to, we'll have it delivered the week before Beautification Day, so that it's there. One problem we had last year is that we had a lot of great ideas with mulching, but we had very little in the way of wheelbarrows to transport it. So here we are carrying our mulch
And
200
buckets
yards across the field. But we made it happen. It worked. It just we could be a little bit more.
So we need volunteers with wheelbarrows then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We're gonna have to see if we can get some more wheelbarrows.
Ron, will there be some sort of instruction to anyone who is helping with the mulching? Because so many people think that the wrong way to mulch is the best way.
Yeah, I had a group on East State Street and at the East State Park, and I instructed all of them how to do proper mulching. But that needs maybe everyone that's going to be involved on a tree crew, we can have a brief 5-minute.
I think
here's how you mulch.
That's essential.
And then send them on their way.
Yeah, and you could even give them a very quick introduction to the best practice for pruning as well, if you want. I mean, I think these are all good opportunities to explain to people how tree care should be done.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Anything else? Okay. I don't have anything under the maintenance of the tree canopy. I've not heard of any more bad stories about what's happening to our trees. And the only other, I've got a couple of other items that I want to bring up under other. The one thing that we need to work on, Ron, or you need to work on, is we need to get a price for a tree to go in our tree bank. And then once you've figured out what that's going to be, we need to then, or you need to then take it to the city council and get it approved as a fee. Because some of these projects, it sounds like, are going to need more than just the $5,000 grant. And if we really start getting into a position where people want to bank trees, we really need to have a price that we can put on that. And I don't expect it to be perfect first time. I expect after a couple of years we'll come back and review it and so on.
Yeah, we could automatically adjust it too. And you can start it at a certain level, and then every year it goes up a percentage or dollar amount.
I'd prefer just to try it for a couple of years, and then as long as it gets renewed each year, then look at it and see. Because one of the issues is how big should the tree be, how substantial, what sort of planting, what sort of maintenance are we going to require for this tree, and then what will that cost? I mean, it's not a simple matter of just buying a tree. It's got to be planted, then it's got to be maintained, and that's got to be factored into the price of these trees.
Yeah.
Because these people are going to get away with not maintaining a tree.
Or maintaining it.
Certainly for the first year or so, I
fashion.
think is where you've got to worry about the maintenance. Make sure it's watered properly in the first year. Probably mulching it certainly for the first couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as I say, it's not just the price of the tree; it's the extra stuff. And we need to have something that we can justify if anyone challenges it, obviously. And so that's why I'm afraid it'll fall to you to sort of document the whole thing and then take it up to council through your boss and ask it to be approved.
Okay.
The other thing that I'm still not 100% clear on, we had that mowing event that happened behind Walmart. Did we decide that we could not have that as a no-mow area? Or is it just that we haven't declared it to be a no-mow area, and that if we could properly identify it, it could be a no-mow area?
It could be a no area. What we decided from our end, it's not city property,
Yeah.
so we're just not going to touch it. But we could
Okay.
identify it as such. as a
I'll-
no-mow
I'll-
area.
I'll-
because
I'll do a drawing and I'll write it up, and then we'll see how it flies.
the Conservancy District doesn't want to mow it. They
Yeah.
don't want anything to do with it. They asked us to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
So.
think that it will
Sounds
be
like a
successful.
no-mow area, yeah.
Well, I think if we can identify it, and then I think it was Anne that suggested, or maybe it was Ron that you suggested, some characteristic stake that
Yeah.
then the crews will recognise this is not an area that they should be in. I think that would help a lot.
A white tip stake or something like
Yeah,
that.
whatever you want to go with. But okay, I'll get you a drawing on that. Are there any other items under other business?
Only the one that we chatted about a little bit before the meeting started, and the fact that City Council is looking at a potential license to leave the balcony on the Gator facility. And when it came to the Shade Tree Commission, that particular project, the balcony wasn't on, and there were going to be 2 trees in the front. And so the question is, how does that fit now? Does that work? Is it? I guess so.
Yeah, we have not been asked to review a revised plan.
Right.
So we were going to plant 2 trees out in front.
Yeah, we gave them permission to plant 2 trees in the sidewalk, which will then fulfill their requirement for planting trees at that site. And if that balcony goes in, it's difficult to see how the trees can be planted. And as I say, we have not received a revised plan. But I think we just want to note that in our minutes for the time being, that we're aware of it. Others should be aware that we're aware of it. We're watching them. And that reminds me, if you do see particular things around the city that you think it's a Title 37, commercial property that should have landscaping there, and the landscape's missing, then do tell me or contact the code office and ask them. But if you do that, copy me on it if you can.
Like
So I
Taco
can
Bell.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Oh, like Taco Bell, yes. Yeah, I need to get. I promised the mayor our file on that, our extensive file on that. Any other business? Okay, we have some minutes from the last meeting, which we can just review, and then someone can propose we accept them, and somebody else second it.
So I propose that we accept the minutes as presented.
I second.
Thank you. Any objection to approving the minutes? Hearing none, we have approved minutes. Our next meeting will be March the 14th. And with that, I adjourn the meeting. Thank you.